Girl, so they didn't call the police on Madison. Yes, indeed. They called the police on Madison, you guys. Madison put up a video on her channel recently that, yes, it had me in stitches. So basically, Madison is out in South Beach. She's shooting some sort of video for, I don't know, for a web series. Madison is always doing something. Shout out to Madison for being the hardest working transsexual in show business. Madison is, it's hard to not see Madison at this point. She's everywhere on TV, on the internet, wherever podcast. Madison is doing her thing. So shout out to Madison for that. So anyhow, in the process of doing some filming for, it looks like a web series or something, she was had to relieve herself and went to the bathroom down in South Beach. Now, as you know, Madison is from Miami, and Khia, aka Thug Mrs. What have you, she is not from Miami, but that's her second home. I think Khia is originally from Philadelphia. So she lives in Miami, but so she has a whole. She even though she's not from Miami, she's of Miami, if you will. So because of that, she's very well connected. So Madison went to the women's bathroom as she should, to relieve herself, and she's using the bathroom, and all of a sudden she's met by police officers who are searching the bathroom because they were called, and get this, they were informed that there was a man, in quotation marks, yes, I'll say it again, a man. They said that there was a man in the women's bathroom. So Madison, I guess, steps out of the stall and says, excuse me, you said that there was a man? Oh, bitch, where? so, so the police are completely befuddled, discombobulated. They're looking for a man. They don't see one. And it was actually, according to Madison's account, actually female officers who she engaged with who still didn't spook, still didn't clock T, still didn't know what was going on. So Madison, leaves the bathroom. The police are still on the search for a man. Could not find one because there was not a man. And let's keep it 100, right? It had to be a hater. There was a hater on the line, and this particular hater, I'm inclined to think was of the Khia ilk, right? They're Team Khia, and so for whatever reason, they decided to call the police on Madison because they thought it would be funny. I don't doubt that whoever called was probably someone in the background with their camera phone at the ready with the record press waiting to see Madison come out in handcuffs so they can put it up on the internet and put her on blast. But for whatever reason, the universe saw different and didn't want Madison to have that imagery out there in perpetuity and said, no, this is not a man. The women left, the officers left, they couldn't find a man. So apparently there's still a man at large that they're looking for, but they did not find one and did not see one in Madison because unless you know that Madison is trans, then you're not going to know for the most part. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some people who have a finely tuned eye who just tune in and hone in on the smallest details. They're looking for Adam's apples. They're looking at the size of hands. They're looking at the size of feet. They're looking beyond just the physical to just really see. And sometimes when you're trans, being too pretty can be your clocker. When you're too pretty, it's going to cause people to look a little bit harder at you than just the average woman. So sometimes beauty can actually work against you if you are indeed trans. So just something to think about. So if you are attractive, and Madison is, whether you love her or hate her, Madison, to me personally, I think Madison is a beautiful woman. I said it, so there it is. So if you're looking at Madison and you're seeing a man, it's because you probably know, and because someone's told you that, you begin to sort of try to dissect her with your eyes to see what things that you can identify that would be different from that of a cisgendered female. So anyhow, it had to have been a hater, and I'm putting the blame firmly or squarely on Team Khia. I just can see someone, being that it happened in Miami, and being that Khia really has this sort of disdain for Madison, and she sort of tried to create this back and forth between the LGBTQIA community and black women, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. I could see someone who's of the Kaya ilk who would be out there and who would do something as petty as this because, let's face it, they can be petty. Anyhow, the interesting thing about this is that it really speaks to a larger issue, and that issue is about trans identified individuals being able to use the bathroom and safe public spaces. Now, here's the thing that I just don't understand. If you're there to pee, go pee. I don't understand why. Like, if to me, if you're the person noticing other people in the bathroom, you're the creepy one Because when you go into a bathroom, shouldn't you have your peripheral blocker? Like, you should be like a racehorse, right? You should have blockers on, no peripheral vision. You're focused only on what's in front of you, and that should be yourself. So if you're looking around and examining people who are in the bathroom trying to take stock and inventory of who's who and what's what, to me that makes you a little bit creepy in my own personal estimation. Because why are you trying um, to to engage with me, or to dissect me in a way that you were trying to figure out who or what I am? It's frankly none of your business. Go pee. Go potty. Go do whatever it is that you need to do, but stay out of my business. So I don't understand who these people are who are going around looking and reporting. Mind your own bowel movements. Mind your own urine. Don't mind mine, because mine is not minding yours. Now, I also have to say this. For me personally, I have an aversion to public bathrooms, public spaces in general. I'm not agoraphobic, but I just think people are nasty. I remember I was in Walmart a couple of weeks ago, right? And I have a friend, right? So whenever I go out to, whether it's Walmart, Home Depot, Target, the first thing I do if I need a shopping cart is find those sanitation wipes. And I wipe that cart down like hazmat. You know, like I'm on top of it. I'm wiping everything down. Everything that I might potentially touch, I'm wiping it down. And so my friend is always making fun of me, right? Like, why do you do that? Like, that, thinking that it's overkill. And so one day we were in Walmart, and we happened to be sitting in front of or behind this lady and her two daughters. So there's a little 6-year-old girl, and she's digging in her nose and then grabbing the handle to the shopping cart. I mean, and she does this repeatedly, where she is digging for gold. I mean, she is up there. I mean, she's like tickling her brain. Her finger is so deep in her nostril. And so I pointed to my friend and I said, "Look, do you see that? That is why I wipe these carts down." And not to make fun, because she's just being a kid, but the point is, I don't want to grab a cart after someone's been digging for gold. I'm sorry, there's some nasty people out there, and that's why I don't use the bathroom, because people don't wash their hands. I'm telling you, when I go into a bathroom, I, I know it's a little bit probably not environmentally conscious of me, but I use a paper towel to turn on the faucet, a paper towel to turn off the faucet. I use a paper towel to open the door. I'm telling you, even with the elevator, I press the elevator buttons with my knuckle as opposed to the tips of my finger, because I know the likelihood of my knuckle going in my mouth is a lot less than the tip of my finger. So I'm just really conscious of things like that, because there are frankly some nasty people. But I digress. I don't want to talk about me too much. But back to the subject at hand. If you go into a public bathroom, people just mind your own business. Trans people aren't out there attacking people, and it's really interesting that for whatever reason, the public has seemed to hone in on male to female transsexuals versus female to male, because there are a lot of transsexuals. The conversation that's often being had is only a one-sided conversation about male to female transsexuals, but there are a lot of female to male transsexuals who use the bathroom every single day, but I guess that's not considered a threat to public safety for whatever reason. But the numbers don't support the fear. This is really fear mongering. This is really hate mongering. This is really a way of propagating hate against a group who is already marginalized. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Just go pee and leave people alone. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.